I wanted to talk a little bit about, in Kenny Cool episode number 4, about my blog. I don't really talk about it much. I just produce content and years go by and a lot of stuff is up there. So I want to show you a few tricks and some things that might be helpful for people. When you look at the blog, if you go to datablends.us, it has a menu system attached to it that's shown right here, where we have Explore the Blog, the series, the deep dive, reference materials, about, and contact. And within each of these menus, there's functionality that can make using the blog a lot easier. So for example, if we pick Explore this blog, the Explore the blog gives you two options. Number one is if you want to look for a particular word that I might have written about. I used it today, in fact. And number two is you could search for individual articles by category or topic. So both of these choices are driven by Tableau Public. And so if we were to pick option one, looking for a word, for example, I click that, it takes me to Tableau Public. And the word I was looking for today was cigarette. And I knew that I had used the word cigarette in describing some test scores that my mom had saved for me. So I couldn't remember which article I'd written that in. And sure enough, I did cigarette, and it tells me here how and why Alteryx allow me to innovate. And so I'm able to read that article by clicking on that directly. But all I really needed here was to know which article was that. But in general, you could use this if you're interested in parameters in Tableau, or say the word parameter. These are the articles I've talked about parameters and the number of times that the word parameter was used in each article. And so when you pick one of these and you say click to read the article comes up down here. So that's one way that you could use the blog to search for content. The other way is here with these keyword searches. Now, I haven't updated this in a while. It's been obviously since 2017. I'm about a year behind. But if you just pick a topic that you're interested in, Alteryx, for example, and maybe Alteryx techniques, then when you click those, these are the articles that are Alteryx techniques, and this tells you how many times these articles have been read. And the same thing, if you click on that, if you click on any of these, you get to see the time series history of how much that article was read. And you can read the article by clicking there, and it takes you into the article. So those are two ways to explore the blog. The other thing I wanted to show was how I've tried to organize a lot of the content on the blog. So I have these series, and these series cover a variety of topics. And so if I just go here, I can see the Joe Mago collection, climate change, the work I've done there, Tableau versus Power BI. Each one of these has its own page, data comprehension. So these are topics where there's multiple articles written about them. For example, teaching Tableau, if you want to know my experiences with that. So here's the example of teaching Tableau, and for example, here's all the Tableau training videos I've produced. There's quite a few of those. And so you could read any of these articles just by clicking on them. The third thing is the deep dive, which the deep dive are more in-depth, detailed examinations of topics or presentations I've given on Tableau or Alteryx. Here's one for global climate change. These are different examples of presentations I've given through the years. The fourth thing here is reference materials, which I use this a lot. So you got the periodic table of Alteryx tools showing up here. You could click on those to get the PDFs for them. But really the main thing I use this for are really two things. Number one, this first link here under Alteryx concepts is all my Alteryx articles. So if you click that, you're going to get a list of all the Alteryx articles I've written, and you can see it goes down pretty far. There's, I don't know how many of them, but not as many Alteryx as Tableau. There's about 120 Alteryx articles there. And if you do the same thing under Tableau, go back to reference materials and click all my Tableau articles. There's the Tableau training videos, but the Tableau articles is even more extensive. It goes down 212 articles. And so most of these are technical content, technical type. For example, click one here, how to do trend modeling in Tableau. So you can learn about how I do that, and there's usually training videos with them. But this is reference materials is quite nice. The last thing I'll say is that if you are an R user, I have an entire R data science curriculum showing up here, where you can click on these to get whatever type of information you need from R for data science curriculum. So there's quite a bit of material, reference material available there. And finally, the regular expressions cheat sheet is a good one. I use this frequently because I do a lot of regular expression lookups in Tableau and Alteryx. If you don't know about regular expressions, I've written several articles about that, how to use those, and here's a good reference guide. So anyway, those are some of the things that are available on my blog for easy to find. And of course, you have a general search engine that you could look for. And also, you could follow the blog just by putting in your email address there. So every time a new article is published, you could get an email. And the last thing I want to say about this is I never monetize the blog. You're not going to have to read any advertising or watch any videos, or there's no monetization connected to this. I pay for it. I don't expect anything in return. I don't make any money, never have. I think I've earned 12 cents. I accidentally had monetization turned on when I created Data Blends, but I stopped it as soon as I figured it out. So I think Google owes me 12 cents. But that's it. And if you need to contact me, you can go to the contact and write me an email, or contact me through this, or there's other ways to contact me. You can find, I'm out there on Twitter and other things too. So that's it. Thanks for listening to Kenny Cool, episode number 4.